Hi, it's Amy and Tim from Go With Less. We're continuing our series, How We Retired in Our 40s. And before retirement, we just kind of talked about like generals without like a timeline. But after we retired, there have been some things that we've been doing that we're lining up a little more chronologically than had happened before retirement. So our video yesterday left off in amazing Maui, and where we're picking up today is in August of 2015, and that is our second house sit. We actually visited this family for July 4th. They are in Breckenridge, and we visited them on July 4th to go kind of do like a meet and greet and stayed the weekend, and we developed a really nice friendship with the couple. So it was a husband and wife and two dogs, and we got to be pretty good friends with them. So
they're amazing people.
Oh my goodness, the man had like the best stories imaginable. His father used to be a writer for the Tonight Show and had like servants and was like amongst all the
servants. I guess it
help. Yeah, this was probably, I don't know, this was back then, and so yeah, he had cooks and chauffeurs and the whole thing. And all of his friends and everything were like Hollywood royalty or their offspring.
Did he say he dated Fred Astaire's daughter?
I think he said he dated like Fred Astaire's daughter. So I love old Hollywood. I could listen to his stories forever and ever. So anyway, their home was gorgeous. One of their pets was really easy. They had two really cute Pomeranians, and one of them had been
Pomeranians.
Not Pomeranians. Pekingese. Pekingese. And so one was a no-brainer, and the other one, though, was severely, I guess we're going to call it maybe disabled. So they thought that he was maybe a stud dog at a breeder, at a puppy mill, and he was completely paralyzed from the bottom half of his body and wore a diaper and was in a wheelchair. And so I was the only one. I was lucky enough I got to change his diaper 4 times every single day that we were there. Yeah, Tim didn't do any of that.
I give shots.
He gives shots. I guess I changed diapers. And he was a little like mentally incapacitated, but like the sweetest little soul. Unfortunately, he died about just over a year ago, but a really, really sweet little guy. And so what we realized is that house sits are very, very different.
Yeah, and it's not just about free accommodations. It's also, there's a connection that you have with the people that you're sitting for. At least for us, this has been our experience that is unique because you're in their home. It's very, you're in their
you're
personal
living in
space.
their bed.
You're
cooking in their kitchen.
It provides you an experience that's above and beyond.
You're taking care of their pets, probably like some of their most loved things in their whole life, and they're trusting you with that. So you get really close with some people if they let you, and so and it was really special to have that friendship with this family. And then in September we had one of our easiest sits. It was a cat house sit in Boulder. Unfortunately, I will say this: we were in like the mountainy parts of Boulder, and I took a shower. There was no air conditioning. It was September, and it was really hot, so it was totally fine to leave the screen doors closed. That's how she left it for us, no problem. But I came up after a shower and saw there was a giant hole, bigger than the cat, in the screen. First of all, I ran. So Tim was like on a business trip.
It was a squirrel.
I was terrified that the cat got out because that couldn't be. So apart from a pet dying, I would think that losing the pet would be the worst thing a pet sitter could possibly do. And even dying, some people know like that's what happens, and maybe they're elderly. Losing the pet's a whole other story. So
we did have some issues with that sit. If you remember, there were some plumbing challenges.
Oh my goodness, yes, they had a septic system that completely like flooded the bathroom downstairs.
Again, back to the fact that house sits aren't vacations.
Not a vacation.
So we had some challenges that we had to deal with, and we just had to work to get a plumber out and deal with the situation.
With no bathroom.
It wasn't a huge deal in the scheme of things, but nonetheless, it's something you wouldn't contend with if you were vacationing.
You'd be like, this is the world's crappiest vacation. Even though it was an easy cat. Well, so I'm out screaming for the cat. It's like a cat who's not going to come when I'm screaming for it. It wasn't that kind of cat. It wasn't a cat like a dog. It was like a cat like a cat. And so finally, I'm looking all over the house, all over, like screaming for the cat, like a complete panic while Tim isn't home. And I find her like tucked up in a little nook of like terrified. And when I communicated with the homeowner, she thought it might be like a raccoon or something was trying to get in.
It's a squirrel.
Tim wasn't there.
It was
why would a squirrel? Like this was no. And so anyways, that was September. Tim.
So here's the best news from this sit, or the thing that sticks with me the most is when we were up at this sit is when I gave my notice for work and told them that I was going to leave and be done. And so when I gave that notice, actually I didn't fully leave work, and so in this when I gave them my notice, I can't remember exactly how it went, but it translated into I actually started working part-time, and so we'll talk about that later.
You're giving away.
There you go. But nonetheless, that was very
coming up
exciting
in a few months
for me. I gave my notice during this sit.
It was a surprise too, wasn't it?
A surprise for me.
To your boss.
Yes, it was a surprise to my boss, and so it was a brand new boss, which actually added some interesting dynamics. And so actually I had a conversation not with my direct boss, but with my VP, because of just the way things were going with this new person on board.
And he knew the VP for a long time, and he hired him and all that.
Yep.
So this house that Tim quit, gave his notice for for something like November 1st, and so that was our kind of, as we're flushing out our house sitting experiences, that was all of our house sitting except for repeating back to the first one with the 2 labs at Thanksgiving of that year. But other than that, so no more new house sits that year, but we are learning this is kind of cool, and in the meantime we're gathering good references on our profile from all these sits.
And so that moment was momentous for me when I left my job.
Of course.
That is what we call, so when we say we retired, that's when I would say that I retired, was in November of 2015.
And we're not there yet, dude.
But I retired.
In November. You gave your notice in September. We're not at November. We're at September.
Okay, well, you're right. I'm skipping ahead again.
He's skipping ahead.
So
we'll talk about that when we're in November.
We'll talk about that in November.
So whatever. Please, if you are still with us, please give us a thumbs up. If you could subscribe down below, that means the world to us, and you'll get more of our crazy story. And you can visit our website at www.gowithless. If you do leave a comment, we do reply to every one of them.
We do.
So we love to see and hear from people. So please do reach out, and we appreciate you for watching. Thanks.